So what's up? What's going on today? Well, you know, I'm feeling a little bit hungry, but I don't want to eat something too big, too substantial, right? So I decided I'm gonna eat some canned sardines, and these are sardina. It's a Portuguese sardine. It says if I want more information, I can go to sardina.pt. So clearly a product of Portugal. And if I remember correctly, this is from a brand called Mediterran. So it's basically like Mediterranean, except it's Mediterran. So it's like it's like and it encourages people from all over the world to eat, more like people from the Mediterranean, because they're so healthy and they live for so long, and everybody knows the virtues of the Mediterranean diet. So Mediterranean, that's their mission. And these are small sardines. They also have like, I guess, regular size sardines. The box is pretty cute. Yeah, look at that. Pretty cute. It's got a little sardine guy on it, and I believe if these were regular size sardines, the little sardine guy would be taller. And I bought these at the grocery store, so these are pretty easy to find, I guess. I don't know if they're specialty sardines or anything, but I thought it was pretty cute with the little pacifier. And I like Portuguese sardines, I like Spanish sardines, and I've never had these ones. So it's like a loot box, what's gonna be in here? It's like so traditionally fished and hand processed sardines, steamed. It's just in olive oil. It's not spiced, as far as I know. The only ingredients are sardines, salt, and olive oil. And it says these are pilchards sardines. So yeah, it's the Mediterranean ones. Spanish, Italian, Moroccan, Portuguese sardines. So let's open this. I'm a big fan of canned fish and seafood. I work with food. I do work with food. That's literally my job. But I also, I work a lot with fish, which is even more my job, I guess you could say, than working with food in general. And the nice little silver box, pretty thin. And I work with food, and I work with fish, and I love fish. And what's nice about canned fish is that, fish, they're best at specific times of year, depending on how much they've grown, and their diet, and if they're conserving energy for breeding and stuff like that. So, for example, in winter, certain fishes are more fatty. So you fish them in winter when the water is colder, and whatever, that way you get that succulent fat. And so basically the idea behind canned food is, well, at least in canned fish, and in general I feel like canned food should be this way, and I assume that it tends to try to be, but sometimes people think of canned food as like being cheap or bad. But basically the idea behind canned food is that you're able to preserve the quality for as long as you can, because basically it's like a little time capsule of these nice, fresh, delicious sardines. Instead of letting them go bad, or drying them, or fermenting them, or processing them in any way that's gonna like significantly change the flavor, you have your can, and in the can you're gonna have your pure sardine essence, and it's gonna be it's like a little snippet in time. You eat these and it's like I can tell how they lived, like in if Mips was in front of my camera. It's like I'll tell you how they lived in here. So we're gonna do a little I'm gonna try to get like a better angle. No, you know what? I'm just gonna open them in front of you like this. It's gonna drip oil everywhere, so I'll get my plate. Oh, the cats have been activated. Ooh, it smells very good in there. You got these nice cute little sardines. I'll take a picture before, well, not a picture, but I'll take I'll show you before the cats destroy my stuff. But look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And it smells delightful. And I got my little bread over here to eat on the side. Make it a little bit more substantial. So, close-up of me, not very flattering, I gotta say. So I got my little sardines. So I tend to eat bigger sardines, but these are quite small. So I'm looking forward to goose. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to be. Because you're hiding the star of the show, you're hiding the sardines. So they're a little bit softer than I'm used to. Like, I just tried to pick them up with the chopsticks and it kind of broke down a little bit. And if I wiggle it, it'll just break. So it's a little bit softer than I'm used to. They cut the tails off, that way you don't get the unpleasant tail feeling. Goes. You're hiding the beauty, you're hiding the... So yeah, they're a little bit... Goes, look. Yeah, he got tricked. He got tricked, boy. They're very meaty. They're saltier than I expected. Like when I eat sardines like this, they tend to be a little bit more mild, a little bit less like salty. But the saltiness does help the sardine taste come through. In this case, they do taste a bit like I mean, of course fish is gonna taste fishy, but usually when people say fishy, it's kind of like it has a negative connotation. And in this case, I do think they have a slight fishiness, but it's actually pleasant. Like sorry, it's because of the skin and because of the oil and the insides, like the fish oil. I mean, not the olive oil, but it has a bit of that like stronger fish taste, and it's by no means unpleasant, but it's definitely like if you're a bit sensitive to, if you're a bit sensitive to that kind of stuff, you might find it a bit strong, like compared to other Mediterranean sardines that I've had that were more on the meaty and like deliciously sardiny side. Now you just have Kosa's butt in your face. These are a little bit more fishy, but it's by no means a bad kind of fishy. It's just if you're sensitive to this kind of like, you know, fishiness, you'll definitely taste it more. And I don't know, like if they're baby sardines, are they like more flavorful or are they more mild? Because if they're babies, maybe all the flavors like concentrate into their small bodies, and these are small sardines. Or is it that because they're small, they're supposed to be less? They're supposed to be choking on salt, not salt, on the bread. Or is it if they're smaller, that means they're less developed, so they have less of a taste? Because if they're supposed to have less of a taste, the fact that they're fishier than the bigger sardines that I tend to eat, I don't know if it's like a good thing or a bad thing. But even though I felt like they were pretty soft when I picked them up with my chopsticks, they don't feel mushy or grainy. They're very like satisfyingly like meaty, and you get that like nice consistent the way it like shears in your mouth a little bit, like the almost like you're eating like rillette or like not pate because pate is smooth, but like it's got that like, you know, pulled pork kind of like little strands of meat. It's very pleasant. And that if you look too, like I'm gonna try to show it more closely. This one's super small compared to the other ones, but this one, we got a close over here. No, it's like you got the Coast, you're making this difficult, Coast. But yeah, the skin. Hold on. I'm like a total amateur right here. Come on, man. Hey, no. The skin is beautiful. You can see all the texture of the fish. You can see it breaks apart when I touch it, and it's very nice and silvery, and you see the counter shading going on. You see the patterning of the sardines. It's very nice. Visually, these are some pretty nice sardines, but they were kind of just put in the can randomly. There was no like pattern. They're just kind of like, you know, packed like sardines, like the saying goes. And I wanted to show. Well, I can't like separate the two halves very well, but the spine is quite, it doesn't break apart into tiny pieces, my bad. It doesn't break apart into tiny pieces, but it doesn't, it's not hard. So the spine is actually, it's actually a pretty pleasant experience. See, it's like it's sturdy. It's a sturdy spine. Echoes. Hey. It's a pretty sturdy spine, but it breaks in the mouth easily. So it's not like super distracting. So anyway, after dealing with a few issues with Kos, who keeps trying to eat my sardines and lick my can and eat the bread, because Kos likes bread, because cats like yeast. I'm just gonna finish eating these sardines. You know, I don't have much else to say about them. These are just very like. These are my first ever small sardines, and Coast. These are my first ever small sardines. I can see why people like small sardines. You can pop them all in your mouth in one go, and you know, I feel like the bones are maybe a little bit softer. And after having eaten like 2 sardines out of the 5 that there are in here, I do think the first one that had that like kind of fishiness I was describing, the other ones don't. They're very mild. So I think maybe I was right in thinking that baby sardines and like smaller sardines are meant to be more mild in taste, less concentrated, because they're not as developed. And there's a little bit of scales, but it's very, very not such a big deal. They're well cleaned. And even the little pieces of tail, because one of them had a piece of tail that they didn't remove. The tail is not like stringy or tough or like scrapey. It's all soft. It's all the things that could distract you from enjoying your sardines are not distracting. The bones they don't break apart when you eat them, but when they're in your mouth, they just kind of dissolve. You don't feel them. The tails aren't scratchy. The skin isn't like flabby. You know, the oil has a nice taste, but it doesn't hide the taste of the sardine. Like, it's not a strong olive oil. It's salty, so it helps give more flavor to the sardines and make it so you know the flavor is more pronounced. And the fact that they're smaller too, I think it's you know, it makes for a more pleasant eating experience because you get more variety, because different parts of the sardine have different like taste and texture and everything. So the fact that they're smaller, so that means there's more in the can. That means you have more of each piece of the sardine. So instead of having like only 3 bellies and 3 like tails, you have 5 bellies and 5 tails. So you get to have 5 times the little different flavors. Okay, Kos, you're being nice now, so I'll give you a little piece. Yeah, look at that. You're loving it, man. He's loving it. And I'm loving it too. I mean, these are good, these are my first small sardines, so maybe in the future I'll discover ones that make these look shameful, but for now, it's very it's a very pleasant experience, and I'm just gonna finish eating these off camera because I don't like eating on camera. I only like to taste on camera. Yeah, it goes. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna look for more from this brand because so far I've been liking what I've been seeing. And they seem to have a pretty good selection of stuff at my grocery store, so we'll see what I'm able to find. And now with Kos hiding my entire, never mind, with Kos kind of passing through, it makes for a nice transition.